The Lawyer BB and Fan Show. I'm your host, Big Mike, here with BC and Jimmy Jam. Guys, how has the early Monday week started off for you guys?
Allergies, man. That's all I got to say right now. Allergies.
That sounds like Forrest Gump, and that's about
Man,
all. And that's about all I got to say
that's
about that.
about all I got to say about that.
I still love it. That's what Jenny
Man,
told me.
it's about them allergies,
It's about them
man.
allergies. Yeah, I've never really had a. I don't think I really ever had issues with allergies before. Sometimes you start sneezing and it doesn't stop. But as far as just my eyes watering and sneezing and all that, I think I've been blessed not to have any issues with the allergy. So BC, get well
It's
fast, my
it's
man.
it's hit or miss for me, man.
Okay. Yeah. Jimmy, what's up with you, man?
Hey, nothing. Everything's going good. We're just glad we got a little bit of rain that's coming in,
Yeah.
and we needed that. Like you were saying, I told BC earlier, I've never really had too much allergies myself, but I
Yeah.
know it's that time of the season, so
Season is a changing, and I'm
yeah.
happy because I'm ready for this heat over here to go away, bro. It's just kind of dragging on forever. So hopefully, got a couple more weeks of it here, and the heat. And then that's when I enjoy being overseas
He
when that
he'll
heat
be
goes
back.
away.
He'll be back home before December, y'all.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome in everybody to the group, man. I appreciate it. Matt, you get my first YouTube shout out tonight. Otis, welcome into the group. Go Cats. AFO, thank you, and James. What's good? But anyway, I think what we got to start off with tonight, man, and I got to give credit to Jimmy. Jimmy sent me a text while I was still sleeping, and when I woke up, matter of fact, right before I woke up, Jimmy sent me a text that breaking news: Bruce Pearl has retired from college basketball. I'm kind of upset because I feel like we owe Auburn a good old spanking with Bruce Pearl on the sideline. I think Bruce Pearl has brought a lot to the game of basketball over his years. I think he was really good for college basketball. But I personally wish him the best in his endeavors, whatever he chooses to do after this. But I wanted, Bruce Pearl's good he's good for the sidelines in college basketball. What are you guys' thoughts on Bruce Pearl deciding to walk away from college basketball?
I
BC.
I hate it and I love it at the same time. It's a love and hate thing. I hate it because like you said, Bruce is good for basketball. He's good for college basketball. He's a competitor. He does it. He. I would want my son to play for him,
Yeah,
but also I love it because I think he's going to be good at what he's going to go do.
yeah. Hey guys, hey Jimmy, sorry for interrupting you, but usually I don't throw anything up on the screen that has any kind of cussing in it. But I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this comment from Chris, I had to throw it up, bro. So my apologies out there for this, but it's good for the sport because Bruce was because Bruce was crazy, man. Jimmy, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Hey,
uh,
oh,
he was good, man.
yeah, he was great for the sport, great for college basketball. I mean, he did great at Auburn. He took Auburn to, two Final Fours, a great record. I hope everything goes good. I know that they did say that he would be still part of the athletic program and, things with that. His son's taking over and he signed from what I understand, is a 5-year deal with Auburn. So they're not
Yeah.
having an intern coach. He's going to be taking over full time. So, but yeah, I wish Bruce Pearl well, and I loved his antics on the sidelines. I do hate it that we do not get him back. But that, hey, we can still get him back by beating his son. That's still, we're still beating Auburn. So
It was just first of all
All
he was.
Auburn
Go
ain't
ahead,
done
BC.
Auburn ain't done nothing to us.
Yeah. Well,
no,
I
no,
mean,
not
they did
not
kind of
yeah.
They did last year. They did.
Yeah, they whipped
figuratively and
we-
literally.
They
Well, we
put
can-
the yeah.
Well, we can get them back for that this year.
But you get them back
We
for
can-
that for this year. Yeah.
But overall, they ain't done nothing to us.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's the whole idea of being like of how they treated us on our floor last year with the belt. And it's kind of like, Bruce Pearl never, Bruce Pearl never came out and condemned what they did. You know what I'm saying? It just, I think this everything that Bruce Pearl kind of just his energy, his sweating, how he got the crowd. And I think he was just good for SEC basketball. With
Mhm.
last year being one of the best SEC seasons that we've ever had collectively as a group, and just what he brought to the table with his antics, with his energy, with his excitement. I just wanted to personally beat him one more at Auburn this year. I wanted to go down to Auburn and
One
beat
more
him on
time.
his home court. Yeah, just one more time. So I feel like he cheated us.
And he
I-
probably knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, hey, he seen the writing on the wall. I feel like I'm Candyman. I'm coming back to get you. I'm coming back to get you.
I know what you
because,
did last winter.
that too. Or more so, I still know what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw what you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So
Whipping our butts on the court. Whipped
man,
us on the court and after the game. We got whipped twice.
and it was all blasted on social media and everything. I wonder how Tennessee fans feel about 'cause he was at Tennessee for a long time too.
Yeah,
So
did
I
a
wonder
great
how
job at
Tennessee
Tennessee.
fans feel about him retiring and everything. But it's everyone has everyone has to walk away from from what they're doing once in their life or whatever. So we definitely wish him nothing but the best for sure, and hope that. Do you think he's going to run for office, Jimmy? I mean, I know it's been out there that he may run for office, and he hasn't come out and definitive said no, I'm not. But so when you can't come out and says no, I'm not going to run for office, then it's just kind of one of those things where the door is still open.
Yeah, I believe the door is still wide open for it. I have heard that he said he is not, but then I've heard that he said he was. So
Yeah.
he if he does run, I mean, Tuberville, he's stepping down, and that
Yeah.
would that's a position that he might be able to run for. But I guess we'll see within the next 2 or 3 days. See any information that comes out with that. Yeah.
Okay. BC, you said you would vote for Bruce Pearl if he runs. I think he's only running for Alabama though.
Yeah, if
so
I
I'm
was
not
looking
sure.
at Alabama, I'd definitely vote for Bruce Pearl.
Come on, and he's gonna of course he's a Republican, and I think he said he wants to be like the first Jew. Which is as a senator, but it maybe the first Jew in Alabama, because it's hard to think that we never had a Jew in Congress before. That seems that seems kind of maybe so, because I mean I don't keep up with it like that. I know BC you follow politics a little bit more, but Bruce Pearl. I mean, if Bruce Pearl, if he takes the same excitement that he does on the basketball court, and he takes it into the into the Senate, Alabama may be getting as they say, they may be getting a good one. So
Yeah, you see him and Charles
yeah.
Barkley. That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Oh man, that would be.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Bruce Pearl running for president and Charles Barkley is
vice
running mate for
president.
vice president?
I'll vote for him.
Yeah, I believe you would.
I would.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna check some.
Okay. So our bye week is over. We didn't have any football this week, and we're back on the gridiron this weekend against South Carolina. Guys, is it a good thing or a bad thing that that South Carolina is 0-2 in their last, and they're 0-2 in the SEC, not just 0-2. I mean, not just losing 2 straight games, but these guys are at the bottom of the SEC right now, which when the season started, these guys was top 10. I think it was where they didn't start out top 10, but then they moved into the top 10, if I'm correct, top 10, top 11, something like that. But now they done lost two. They out of, they're most likely, unless they win out and win the conference, those guys are probably not going to the playoffs. But it's still a long season, so anything can happen. But how big of a game is this for Kentucky football catching South Carolina with their last two losses, Jimmy?
I mean, I know that they've lost two straight games, and they're, it's a home game. This coming Saturday, 7:30 under the lights. It could be, it can go both ways. I mean, Kentucky can come in and knock them down and begin a great game, and then get them on their heels and make them start thinking, well, maybe we're not as good as what we thought we were. But I believe it's going to be a great, start of the game. Kentucky needs to come out defense. I'm pretty sure that when the coin toss is, that they're going to want to have the defer and be able to, come out and not have to worry about playing offense first. And Kentucky's defense is going to have to stand up.
BC,
what was the question again?
Do you think Kentucky is ready, or is it a good thing or a bad thing that Kentucky has to go coming off a bye week, which we're not good after bye week? You would think we would be locked in. You would think we would be energized, coming after a bye week. But Coach Stoops' teams does not do good after byes. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Are we gonna go down here? Are we gonna play the angry South Carolina? Or are we gonna play a South Carolina team that Jimmy just said that maybe they're feeling like maybe we're not as good as we thought we was?
Sure don't matter. When you suit up,
Yeah.
be on that field,
but
and the ball's kicked off, it don't matter if you're getting an angry South Carolina or you getting a South Carolina that think that they're not good as what they thought they were. The most important thing is where's Kentucky's mindset going to be at?
Well,
that's the most important thing. Are we going to come out, execute? Are we going to take care of the football? I want to see what Cutter's going to do. So all eyes are on him. He's got the most pressure of anybody. So I want to see what our defense do. Are we going to tackle the way we should? Our offense coordinator, is he going to mix things up? I know we're going to be able to run the ball. We run the ball on anybody in the country, I feel. But it's all about where our mindset's at.
And that's my whole point, though, BC, is that we don't play good after bye weeks.
I think we will this game.
I think a lot of people are uneasy about this game just because of the history. It's kind of like as a coach, like how do you not get your guys? Because look, this is one of those situations where it starts with the head coach. It really, really does. And even though he doesn't go out on the field to play the game or anything like that, I still think, how do you, as the head coach, as the offensive coordinator, as the defense coordinator, as a special teams coach, like how do you not have your guys ready coming off a bye week? Like what I would love to sit down with those guys and ask them, how do you prep for the bye week? And how do you keep guys engaged and ready to go? Because it's so frustrating. Because if you look back in past, the past few years, coming off a bye, it's just look like we come out and we're undisciplined. We getting off sides. It's almost like we getting back into the swing of football, but we having so many mistakes that when we do clean up their mistakes, the game is pretty much over, and there's no way that we're gonna win the ball game. So that's the thing that throws up red flags to me is, is Coach Stoops, is he locked in enough to help the players locked in to see if these guys are going to come out here and play great football against South Carolina? And as Jimmy said, if we don't come out, I have a feeling that we may come out a little hot in the first part of the game. But is it going to be a clean game? Are we going to tackle? We still have our questions for the corners. Is our corners going to be able to make it open field tackles? These are the things that's going to hurt us. And I don't think South Carolina is better than Ole Miss, but we could have beat Ole Miss if we just could have tackled a whole lot better than what we did. So I think, because as I post on Facebook or other places, that's one of the things that people says is, we coming off a bye week, right? So people don't forget.
See, that's why. Yeah, we haven't been good off bye weeks, but that's the part that I disagree is,
Okay.
the coach getting the players ready. You have John Madden, Jimmy Johnson giving a speech. If the players ain't ready to play or come out, and football or basketball, pressure busts a water pipe. You come out, get hit, you ain't ready to play, or your mind's not in it. Sometimes the coach, it's too much on the coach that we give. Yeah. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, it's due when a coach is not doing something. Yeah, but our kids should be ready to play. They playing college football. It's a Saturday, but the coach can do all he can. But if the players don't come out ready to play, it ain't the coach's fault. Now, if it's bad calls and the coaching staff is not executing the way they should, it's then you can blame the coach.
Yeah.
But if the players aren't coming out ready to play, I don't care if you got Jimmy Johnson giving a speech.
That part we do agree on, BC. We definitely do agree on it. Now, last year, the narrative was, especially for bye weeks, is the coaches allowed the players to do whatever they wanted to do. There was no accountability for what these players was doing during the bye week. Other times during the season, we know about the player going to the concession stand. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I bring that up for the coaches. But you and I, we definitely agree on the fact is you're playing SEC football. This is a prime time game. South Carolina is projected to beat you guys again. If you don't remember what South Carolina did to you last year, now I know we got a big turnover from last year, but there's still guys on the team from last year, and even for the coaches that was there. If you guys don't remember what South Carolina did to us last year, and if that doesn't get you motivated, then BC, you're 100% right. It doesn't fall on the coaches per se. A lot of kids would love to be playing, even if that's at Kentucky, D1 SEC football, primetime game, 7:30 at night on the road, listening to Sandstorm. If you can't get excited about that, then you're in the wrong sport. And especially if you're a player who you already know is going to get a lot, just going to start or just going to get a lot of reps that night. And if you're not excited about this opportunity, then this is when you get hurt. This is when you let down your teammates. And this is when you just don't belong in college football. If things like this, you got to be self-motivated. And that doesn't matter if the coach says just go win. When if you go back a long time ago, it used to be a show, a Def Comedy Jam. And I think it's Russell Simmons at the end of the show never changed his speech. Always at the beginning of the show and the beginning of the thank you for coming out. Good night. That was it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take a coach to come out here and give a 40-minute speech just for you to get riled up. If you're not riled up for the opportunity that's right here in front of you, son, I get somebody in here who will. You should be appreciative for where you at. And so I agree with you 100%, BC, on that. Yeah. James says, how do you get the team as a whole to play to their potential? If it's not the players and if it's not the coach position, if it's not the players and if it's not the coach position to get them ready. I mean, sometimes people, you got to be even on a job these days. People expect you to have some type of initiative. Even when you got to go out here, you got to get things done, and you can't have a boss over your shoulder looking at you just to get you inspired, just to do your job. If you I'm paying you to do a job, you should be inspired enough to do your job. So, I think it goes both ways, but I think as BC said, the players have to be ready. Otherwise, then let somebody else on the field because people get hurt in this game if you don't come out and take it serious. So let's see what our Cats can do this weekend against South Carolina. But BC's pretty optimistic that these guys are gonna come out ready. BC, Jimmy, I hope you guys are right.
Hey,
Hey, I think they be ready. I think Stoops gonna have them ready.
I hope so, man.
I believe the same thing. I mean, we can run the ball and they can't defend the run. I mean, we should have a field day.
Yeah. Yeah, we should. We should.
This is
Probably get over 200 yards rushing.
well,
Yeah.
they got one guy on it, number 6. I think he's one of the best interior defensive linemen.
And that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it though. So I mean, we need to put the what's the I don't want to be not politically correct when I say this, so people don't feel offended. What's the guy's name? He's from the Indian tribe, the big Indian guy we got with the big long ponytail guy, Petite or whatever his name was. Really big guy. We just need to have him shadow him the whole ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have it. But I mean, the game is theirs to win if we want to. I mean, they got a good quarterback. Their quarterback is solid. But I feel like if our defense, Souls, Fari, I feel like if these guys can get in there and disrupt him all night long, throw him off his game. I mean, maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't know. But I haven't gotten to the point where I'm just ready to just say Kentucky football is just 100% garbage. I'm still holding out hope that Kentucky football can be relevant. BC wants to say, let's think about the playoffs. I'm just thinking about
In the future. In the future. This year, but
Yeah.
also that's the question that you ask. Where are our players at?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about playoffs. Are our
Yeah.
coaching staff thinking about playoffs? Is our coaches our players thinking about playoffs? So where are the minds at?
Yeah.
Why not
That's
Kentucky
it.
football making playoffs? Why not us beating South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia? Why not?
Mhm.
And Georgia's beatable this year, man.
Yeah.
Georgia's beatable. Tennessee's playing good, solid football. I'm not even
Everybody's
gonna sit here
beatable.
I'm
Yep.
not sitting here throwing shade on Tennessee because I think Tennessee got their quarterback. But I think Georgia's beatable because of course Tennessee they choked. I don't think we had a chance to talk about that. Tennessee had Georgia beat and
Yeah.
they choked. They could have won that football game. So that's
Just field goal.
that's one of the absolutely. So that's
Being
a
too
game
conservative.
yeah. So I think that's a game that Tennessee fans won't be able to swallow for a very long time, knowing they had Georgia beat at home. So it's we just have to see. Anything is possible if the mindset is right and these guys go out there collectively as a team. It hasn't been announced yet, but should we automatically assume that Cutter will be? I mean, because I don't know because. I haven't heard anything, Jim, yet. I know you're right there next to Lexington.
As
Yeah,
far
he's-
as I know, he is
he's
the
listed
starting
as the
quarterback.
starter.
He's listed as a
Okay.
starter for this weekend.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Over or under for Cutter. I said it last week, and he went even. Over or under for Cutter, 2 touchdowns.
Man,
I
I
think-
don't know. I got to see the young man. He had a real good game last week. I got to see what he do against South Carolina, which defense is kind of but I want to see what he do this game.
But
So
but
I'm hoping he goes
yeah,
over.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope he throws about. I hope we run for about 150 yards on the ground, combine our 2 running backs,
Yeah.
and I hope Cutter goes out, throws for 3 touchdowns and about 295 yards, no turnovers.
would that solidify his starting spot for the rest of the year?
He's out. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it
Would it?
would.
Yeah, I believe it would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to start until he gets hurt again. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
if he gets
Or,
hurt,
or until
not to put
Yeah.
that in existence, but he's the starting quarterback until if he gets hurt.
yeah,
Hey, I'm
So
believe
he'll
Go ahead, Jimmy.
I'll go over. I'll go over on that. What you was asking, Mike. Yeah, I'll go over for this week.
okay.
Yeah,
Last week because he had 2 touchdowns, and
two
last week
touchdowns last week. Yeah,
against Eastern Michigan, and I
I
asked
believe
the
he'll
question.
get 2 touchdowns. Yeah,
Cause here's the big plus. Even if he doesn't have to go out and do too much. If he passes for 200 yards and take care of the ball and throw 1 touchdown, and we run the ball, consistent.
Yeah,
The thing is the big plus is he's going on a road game in South Carolina. So that's a whole lot of pressure right there. It's not like he's playing at home.
yeah,
He's going on the road. We don't have to match their other quarterback. We don't have to do that. All we have to do is play Kentucky football, grind, and take what the defense gives us. If the defense is going to give us one-on-one long shots down the field, no safety over the top, let's take it.
yeah.
Just take
Go
what the
for it.
defense gives us and just play Kentucky football. That's what I want to see.
Is that being too conservative though?
What's that? Taking what they give you? No,
Mark Stoops is look. Mark Stoops is a conservative court. I mean, he's a very conservative coach. Is this the game to be? Now I get it. Take what you're giving.
I'm not
Take what
talking
you're
about
giving.
like in situations. I'm talking about
okay.
what the defense gives.
Oh
us.
yeah.
If they going to give us one-on-ones on the outside, and we can beat them one-on-one, or they gonna put 8 in the box and make us throw. Let's throw the football. Let's run some slants. Let's get the running backs out of the backfield. Let's throw over the top. If they going to bring guys back and play 3 or 4 men up, let's run the football down the throats. Whatever they give us, we'll take.
I'm okay with that. I am. So, you know what, BC? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you straight up, bro. I don't like you right now, bro. I don't like it. You know, I last 4 or 5 shows. We haven't seen eye to eye for a long time now. BC, I only got one question for you, big guy.
What's up?
Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good.
He said, "I'm copacetic, dog."
Copacetic.
I'm good. So, I mean, but look, I mean, this game. I mean, a lot of people don't really feel good about this football game, and I do. I feel like there's an opportunity there for us to. I think there's an opportunity there for us to win this ball game, and I just which version of Kentucky football. And I know some people be like, "Oh no, I don't know about the version of Kentucky football because I don't know if there is a good version of Kentucky football." But there is a good version of Kentucky football, and if they can go down there and play good, solid, smart ball, Jimmy, why come we can't win this game, Jimmy?
Oh, we can win this game definitely. I mean, we run the ball on them; they can't stop the run.
Yeah,
We keep their quarterback. We keep him, contained.
Yeah.
He's going to have to probably stay in the pocket and make passes. I believe our defense will be able to contain him. Vanderbilt did it. Missouri did it. I don't see why we cannot do it. But I believe we're set up this week, even coming off a bye week. I know we don't do good, and you said that, and we've always said that before. But like BC said earlier, I believe this is going to be a different year.
I do too. AFIO said South Carolina ranks 80th in 80th in yards per carry. They allow 6 yards a carry versus Missouri. As BC said, run the ball. We got to
what they give you.
We got to take what you give you, and if don't. I like Cutter, and the reason why I like Cutter, I'm not sure if it was. There's a difference between, and I'm not. For me, there's a difference, and it's all about body language. And Cutter just looks like, and that's why you see some freshman quarterbacks come in their first year and start over somebody that's been in the system for a while. They just look like they belong out on the football field. And Cutter, he looked like he's in the moment. He looked like the moment's not too big for him. And of course, I know we got that's a very small sample size, especially against Eastern Michigan. But I feel like, as BC said a long time ago, if you can play ball, you can play ball. And it looks like Cutter's that dude that can actually play football. If we indeed do have our quarterback, but we got to see how he plays on the road in the SEC, and how does he conduct it? How will he conduct himself as a he ain't a freshman, but he didn't get a lot of playing time last year. Let's see how he conducts himself on the road, and how does he survive the environment? Because I mean, if it's a close, tight game, that crowd is one of the best in college football. So with the sandstorm, with everything that they got going on down there, you just have to ask yourself how does he compose himself to pull UK through this through this game. And going back to what BC says as well, and Jimmy too, even winning by a field goal against South Carolina is a big time win for Kentucky football on the road in the SEC. So all we gotta do is just figure out a way just to get this W. But when you look at and the running game is going to be fun, and you don't think that our running backs are up for the challenge on the road in this hostile environment. We put a lot of pressure on the quarterback to be great, but can our running backs do what they've been doing all year long? And can they continue to get hit at the line of scrimmage, but it's at the end of it. You can't just get hit and then just fall down. Will our guys be able to bounce off tackles and get outside and get some extra yards? And we got to stay. This is the biggest cliche probably in football, whether it's pro, college, high school. You got to stay ahead of the change. And I don't think Kentucky is so much really built to really continue to. It's 3rd and 9. Then you put us in a bad situation where everybody in the stadium knows that, well, we're probably gonna pass the ball because it's 3rd and 9. We gotta keep the guy. We gotta stay ahead of the change, so they never know what we're gonna be running the ball or whatever, during the play or whatever. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready for this football game. Yeah, let's go Cats, man, for real. I got Cats winning 27-24 or 28-24, something like that. Yeah, I think on my wood.
I'm gonna go. Man, this might be. Let's see. I'm gonna go, fellas. I'm gonna go 2017 Cats.
I'm gonna go 24-17 Cats.
Well, I like you guys, man. You guys are all right, bro. You guys are like brothers, man. You guys like to feed the beast inside of me. So absolutely, you guys like to help me poke my chest out because I'm big.
I'm going for the Cats, man. I'm excited
We're
about
going for the
football.
Cats.
Yeah.
It's football season, man. We 2-1.
We 2-1.
Well, we act like we 0-3. We 2-1.
Yeah, we 2-1.
Well, to a lot of people,
Man,
a lot of people.
I told you,
don't.
fans.
What is this, BC? What is this thing with you and fans, bro?
Because, man, look, listen to me. Listen to me. Let me explain this. Fans, man, majority of fans, they not really seeing the overall everything, the whole painting of the game. They just go out, they want to win. Most of them are biased, and they're not looking at the overall picture. They're not looking at everything. Kentucky's 2-1. What they want to be? This is Kentucky football now. It's not USC. It's not, Georgia. It's not the football schools. We're a basketball school. So let's not put Kentucky football up there with basketball and expect the same results. Let's take our time. We 2-1. Let's take our time and get behind our fellas on the field come Saturday, just like we
Okay.
would basketball, anything else. It's the difference between fans. You'd ask any coach in America, they'll tell you, fans, we don't listen to fans. Yeah, they might.
Fans.
Oh well, they get you out, but they don't listen to fans. If you listen to fans, you're gonna be gone earlier than if you wasn't listening to
You got bigger problems, huh?
them.
I think the guys, Jimmy, guys got to trust each other in the locker room. I think that's where it starts at. And when you can do that, let's be real. That's why you bring recruits during big ball games, so they can actually see what the fan base is like, see how loud the stadium can be. Imagine putting themselves in that environment where those guys can be, where they can see themselves being
Well, you better
uh
put some earmuffs on them and don't put
Yeah.
them up there as a fed, cause they ain't gonna want to come to Kentucky if they hear some of the stuff going on with the fans.
that's man. BC, you're not a nice guy, man.
Man, I'm just hey man,
You,
I'm just saying, man. When it comes, it's about what those kids gonna do in the locker room. Forget what everybody else think. It's about what they gonna do in the locker room. Ain't no fans out there playing football and getting hit and getting smashed out there on the
yeah.
field.
Mm-mm.
I think the biggest misconception that we see so much in, especially with Kentucky football, is, don't get me wrong. There's some games where you can tell that the kid that the young men are not locked in, and you can tell that the effort just wasn't there. But I think overall, I don't think it's, unless the players are going out there to just deliberately ditch a ball game and lose on purpose. I don't really think it's really a situation where you have, um, you know, where you have that kids are going out there to lose a ball game. I think kids are going out there. I think I think once they get hit, my thing is once you get hit, then what? How do you deal with the adversity of being hit in the sense of we're losing? Do we just lay down and just quit? I think a lot of fans get upset because they can see that the effort is you get down by 14 points. Well, it's no big thing. We're Kentucky. We're supposed to lose anyway, so it's no big thing. I think the appreciation can be there. Um, I think the appreciation can be there if you fight hard until the game is over. And if we can do that against South Carolina, it gives us a better chance to win the ball game. But I think fans will have a bigger appreciation if we see our guys don't go out there and we play a clean game. We just came up short because I personally seen comments on Facebook, as far as like we didn't win the ball game, but I like how our guys fought. And while I
Yeah,
wanted them, why we did while the first goal of the game is to win, I can appreciate the guys that while we got beat, the guys played into the game ended. So when you
yeah.
when you have guys that quit because we're losing, then I think that's when you get another set of fans. It's like, see, that's just that's I don't know.
Well,
How you feel about that, BC?
I
Yeah,
done seen these guys play 3 games and they play hard. Ain't nobody out there play pimping. These guys are
Yeah.
these guys are for real. And
yeah.
and if they wasn't, I would say it. But
Okay.
the 3 games I have seen, they going out and playing hard.
And I think that's all we can ask for. Uh, I,
Mhm.
I'm still for me, Jimmy. I'm still trying to be as positive as I can, as far as the um, as far as believing that we have enough, that this team is good enough to make a bowl game this year. Even if we, of course, the goal is 6 games for a bowl, but even if we get to a bowl game, I feel like that there's still something in this football team. I still think we have enough life, even though it's still an early season. We've only played 3 football games. I still think that there's enough in us that if we come out and play with the right mindset and play hungry, Jimmy, why is it crazy? Tell me, Jimmy, you tell me if I'm crazy that at this particular point to believe that Kentucky football still has what it takes to still make a ball game this year, even though we still know, from here on out, besides I think it's Eastern Tennessee or whoever it is that we play that, the one easy game that we play. Why is it crazy for me to believe that Kentucky still has enough in them to make a bowl game?
Oh, I believe we got that. We got that focus right now. I mean, we should be 3-0 right now. I mean, we should have won that Ole Miss game. We had our chances. It just didn't fall our way. It was at home, but we didn't win the game. But I think we still had positive outputs from that game, and I think that's going to carried over into the Eastern Michigan game. And it's going to carry over into this game after the bye week. I mean, we got way good, more winnable games on this schedule right now than I thought we was going to have at the beginning of the season. I mean, there's a lot of teams, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, there's teams that we got on this schedule we can still beat. And we can beat South Carolina, and we can go up, and be 3-1, and then I think at one easy game, I think maybe it's Tennessee Tech or Tennessee something that we played right before the Louisville game. And Louisville, I mean, that's a winnable game that we're looking at right now. I mean, there's still we've got upbeat games all year long with this team, and I believe. I said this to the beginning of the year. I didn't think we was going to make a bowl game, but right now I think it's a possible that we make a bowl game, and I think we can get to a bowl and win 7 games.
Jimmy has just summed up the football season. PC, what you think?
Man, I'm hoping playoffs.
Playoffs.
I'm hoping playoffs, man. Bowl game, you know what? Hey.
I'm getting a red button for you, BC.
I know what the expectations are, but it's everything you do starts right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope our guys in the locker room is locked in and their mindset is, fellas, we gotta go out. Let's make this playoffs. It's a playoff field out there. Let's go out and win these games. Let's practice hard. Let's work hard. That's what I'm saying. The fans, they think you're gonna win by 7 games. They hoping if you get a bowl, a Music City Bowl.
Yeah. Yep.
And that might happen. I don't know, but what changes our football program is the mindset of the players we bring in here, from the coach all the way down to the trainer.
Yep.
It has to be here. That's why I'm just throwing it out there in existence. Let's shoot for the playoffs. Let's shoot for the stars.
I kind of think that this team is kind of rallying around, Cutter Boley, and they want him to do good, and I think they're stepping up their game just to make sure that he does do good.
And now if we were 2-5, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I hope we just get a bowl. Can we win? I hope we just get a bowl, man. Shoot. But we 2-1.
2-1.
Let's press forward and go to South Carolina on the road, tough environment. Get this win. Our quarterback, like I said, he's the X factor. I always say that the quarterback is the most important, the most vital player on that field.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to be on another level. He's got to be our best player. And he don't have to go out and put up large numbers. Just manage and control the game.
Let's go do it then, guys. This is Big Mike.
Let's
This is Big Mike's motivational. Let's go do it then, baby.
Let's do it.
Let's go get
I
it
mean,
done.
yeah.
So
I mean,
Look,
last
the dog, man.
yeah, last week we proved now we got 3 great running backs. This
Yeah.
freshman just come out and we got 3 great running backs. I mean,
They look good.
we should be able to run all day long. Saturday night down at South Carolina.
And our offensive line been playing good.
Yeah.
Now,
offensively, yes.
Now, once we get to a point where we're playing the Tennessees, who got some dogs over there,
Mhm.
got some
Yeah.
dogs over there, the Georgians got some dogs. We're going to really see where our offensive line's at. But go out, get a win against South Carolina, build that confidence, man. It's nothing like confidence. It's nothing like confidence and hope. Hope never disappoints, but it's nothing like when you got that confidence and you got that swagger.
Yeah. I think we got some guys on the team that got that swagger, though.
Yeah.
I think it's there. And this is one of those games against South Carolina. This is a game against South Carolina that can, if we can go in there and find a way to win this football game, I think it solidifies those guys that we can play football at this level. We got one last thing on football. We have got to fill in the blank. You guys fill in the blank, and you guys fill in the blank too that's watching. If there's one person on this team that we got to get involved in this ball game that's got to touch the football, who is it?
Law.
Jimmy?
Our tight ends.
Ooh,
I think they're going to be involved no matter what.
Yeah, I think they're going to be. But I think our
that's
tight
game
end,
plan number one.
Yeah, that's
two,
game plan
other
number
than running.
Yeah,
Let's make sure we make that happen, gentlemen.
yeah.
For real. Let's get that on and popping.
The reason why I said Law, because if we get him on the edge, on the outside edge, it makes the middle vulnerable. Then that's when we can utilize the tight ends even more.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
I have to tell you guys, man, before we maybe transition to something else, man, I love you guys, bro. I do. I do.
We love you too, Big Mike.
Man, I do, bro. You guys don't know how much I appreciate you guys being with me. Leah, you and Jimmy, you and 21 as well too. I appreciate you guys, man. Big Mike gets a little emotional sometimes when I think about the support that I get from you guys and the love. You guys, you know what? You guys should probably pat your own self on the back sometimes because you guys deserve it, bro. For real, you should jump up and clap your feet. Hey, man, let's give a shout out, man, to everybody that's on the Loyal BBN Fan Show. BC, Jimmy, Leah, and 21. You guys are such a major help with the show, man, and you guys just come through for me. Guys, I think I got fired from
Big Blue Nation.
Yeah,
I think I got fired from almost. It's not official. They want to put me in a different location here because they feel like they don't want me to go home. But I think I probably got fired this week, bro.
I told you he gonna be back.
He's gonna be back by December.
He's
gonna be wrapping gifts.
And
he's gonna be wrapping gifts.
And we're gonna be coming to Kentucky. We're gonna be coming on location.
Yeah.
So be ready. He's coming back. He's coming back with a vengeance. We're gonna be up in Lex.
And it's the guy it's my manager, my supervisor from Louisville. He was just like, yeah, man, this ain't working out for me. Yeah, this ain't working out for me. And I'm just like, excuse me? I'm like, I ain't never been fired before, but I told him I ain't never been fired before, but life goes on.
You are a martyr for Kentucky.
Somebody, people get fired every day and they go out there and still be successful and everything. But I just want to kind of throw that out there. Also, guys, don't forget about the merch that I got. It's on the YouTube page for the Loyal BBN Fan Show. I'm going to start mentioning it just briefly every show because the merchandise is out there. It's really good quality. That's a way for you to support, whether you just buy a hat or a T-shirt or a cup or whatever. We got a little bit of everything on there. So go see what's on there and everything. And your support of the merch and everything would be definitely appreciated. I know a lot of people get like donations during their lives and stuff like that. I never asked for that, but I just wanted to start mentioning. There's no need for me to have merch out there, our clothing, as the young people say, if I don't ever tell anybody about it. So please go look up the merch. The help would be greatly appreciated. If you guys can do that as well too. So let's transition over briefly for basketball. I know basketball is
Also, since we are
yeah,
doing free advertisement,
yeah,
can,
absolutely.
check out my YouTube. Think for a minute.
Mhm.
Where I talk about political, football, sports, everything. Check it out. Think for a minute. It's on YouTube. So I'm in front of the camera because of Mike. That's why I'm here, because I'm always behind the camera doing stuff, but I'm in front of the camera because he bought me on and he thought I would be a good asset for a show.
Super asset.
So now I also
we phrase that, BC. Super asset.
I do this, and also I have a YouTube called Think for a Minute, which
And we got to get back.
I'm gonna
to
get
second,
these guys on there too.
Yeah,
We got to get
yeah.
back to second thought. I mean, the
Second
thought,
take. Yeah.
Second, we got to do some video.
Yeah. So
someone actually mentioned to me, "Are we guys gonna would?"
Yeah.
He was looking to see if you and I had did something on the Charlie. Is that his name? I'm sorry,
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk.
he was
Yeah.
wondering if we had did something on that. So BC, I'll talk offline with you as well. But
we, as y'all guys
yeah.
see, we are very busy. Very busy people.
Very busy. Yeah. So, and that's why I kind of don't feel like I belong here right now. Anyway, I just feel like I should be home working on some
Told
things.
you he'd be back in before December. I told you before the show.
Come back
Y'all
for wrap
thought
presents.
y'all thought I was tripping, didn't you?
So,
Come back
guys,
for
so
wrap presents.
when I come back, I'm not sure if anybody's on here from Harlan County. If you're from Harlan County or whatever, those guys, they really, I have a way that I can tell, especially I can do it here and I can do it on Facebook. I can tell which locations and I can narrow it down to a particular town or city or whatever. And it seems like Harlan County is always a big supporter. So my first, I don't want to call it what the other show calls it. So I got to come up with a different name. I want to call it like a family meeting. That's the Loyal BBN Fan Show is coming out for a family meeting, something like that. But if I ever get a chance to go out and do a live show, I want my live show to be. I was going to do it in Franklin, BC, but I don't know if I have enough people in Franklin who watch me.
No, we gotta go where our fans at.
Exactly. So
Lex,
I think
Harlan, whatever.
Yeah. So I think if I get a chance, if I'm ever blessed to do a show live with you guys, so I hope we can all get together and do it together. I want my first show to be done in Harlan County, just to show those guys how much. Because I think someone texted me and said, "Man, we're all here. We watch you all the time." So with that being said, that would be something for years and years for me to remember. Is for us to take the show out on the show, and our first show would be done in Harlan County. So I know people love college basketball, especially Kentucky basketball. We love it. Jimmy, what's going on with practice with UK and stuff?
Well, we started up again today. He gave everybody 3 days off, and then they started up at 6 a.m. this morning. They're going 2-a-day practices. They're doing 6 o'clock in the morning. They're doing 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I believe they're going to do that 5 days a week. I don't know that they'll practice any on Saturday or Sundays, but they're actually able to practice 20 hours a week between now and the day after Big Blue Madness. And then I believe then all restrictions is off. They can do anything he wants. But right now everybody looks good. I mean, they're playing. They was in like 15 minutes of practice. They was already 5-on-5. They had a referees there. They was Moreno. Like I did see somebody was talking. Malachi Moreno dunked all over Brandon Garrison. He went over him like he was his stepchild. And he kind of lost the ball, but he got possession, come over top of him one-handed and just dunk. They look good. I believe they look a lot better on defense, but I think the offense is maybe a little bit behind. But with their defense being a lot ahead of what it was last year, I believe it does not matter because our defense is going to win games. Trent Noah, he was knocking down jumpers. Jalen Lowe looked good. Still, Jaden Quaintz is not practicing yet. Neither is Otega. But they will be in the mix of things pretty soon. But everything looks good with the basketball. Mark Pope was running out of the tunnel, running into the into the craft center, just like first day of practice. I cannot wait. And he was tweeting out these pictures right after, and he said, "I cannot wait for the 2:00 practice to see how much more we improve after that."
BC, we're looking at a good basketball year this year, man.
I hope so.
I hope so. No, that's what I'm telling you. We are.
I'll let you know about
Yeah.
By December.
Wrapping presents. I'll let you know exactly what's going
Yeah.
on. Come December, I'll let you know exactly what we got.
I think it's the more and more that we do these shows together, that we learn each other more, that we see tendencies from each other. There's one thing about BCA. You tell me the first part of the season for basketball, his answer is always going to be, see me in December when we're wrapping presents.
Hey man, if I tell you something, I'm just guessing. I don't like guessing.
Okay, I get it.
Guessing get you in trouble. I like tell you what I know. I won't know until about December.
Also, Otis, I think someone mentioned it early too. Rondo and Tajon Prince was at practice today too. So
Yeah.
I mean, when you got those two minds around the young guys there, and just another level of intelligence that both of those guys, and we know how smart Rondo is. I'm not. This is definitely no shade on Tayshaun, but when it comes to, especially being, when you're a point guard like that, like Rondo was, and with the intelligence and the IQ that he has, and if he can give that to some guys at Kentucky, that, I mean, you can't lose. And I think the excitement for Kentucky basketball, I think it starts now. Now that these days are here, so it's not limited hours anymore, right? Now they can go as much as they want, Jimmy.
No, they're limited to 20 hours per week. So
okay, so
last week before this, they was only able to practice 8 hours a week. Now they're able to practice 20 hours a week up until after Big Blue Madness.
20 hours.
Okay,
that's a lot.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean,
that's a lot.
yeah. I mean,
not for Kentucky basketball, because Kentucky fans want to, if Kentucky fans, we cannot get enough of that. So
yeah. I mean,
we
he's going. Yeah, he's going 2-a-days right now. I don't know if the practice is an hour and a half or 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. It's just how he, but yeah, it's 20 hours a week right now.
BC, James says BC did have the dream, remember?
Yeah,
that's right.
With Brandon Garrison.
Hey, he might got dunked on in practice.
Yeah,
but boy, he double guy this year, man.
Yeah,
12 and 10. That's what we need. We go 10 and 10. That's what we need out of the big boy.
Dude, if he gets 10 rebounds a game, that's
need.
Beautiful. That's sweet, because Mo D is going to get a lot of those 50-50 balls.
Yeah,
when he's on the floor. This is.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying now, don't you?
Hey,
10 boards out of here. Oh man,
it's cooking, guys. This is cooking.
Well, I mean,
a couple block shots.
Yeah, it took a 7-foot, 255-pound player to dunk on him. I don't think there's that many players that's going to be playing up against Brandon Garrison in practice or in games. Brandon Garrison, he's going to be just fine. Just because he got dunked on don't mean that, that ain't the highlight of the year. That ain't going to, it ain't taking anything away from Brandon Garrison's skills.
When you get dunked on, that means you tried.
Yeah.
That means exactly. That you didn't just step away. And
when you didn't step away, if you got dunked on, you was trying to play tall. You was playing good defense. Yeah.
That's when BC, you're exactly right. And you too, Jimmy. when you stand in there and get dunked on, that's doing two things. That means that you're going hard and that while it's, cameras and stuff is everywhere. And if you get dunked on, people, first thing they say is, oh, he got a poster. He got posterized tonight.
Yeah.
But in practice, if you get dunked on, that means you're not giving up, and that means that you're making the other guy go hard.
Right.
And you getting the other guy like saying, hey, if you're gonna be on the floor here at Kentucky, every time you go with the basketball, you're gonna have to go up. And the only way you're gonna make a bucket, you got to dunk on me. And so, you can look at it as being, Marino is really that good. You can say that. And you can also look at Garrison and says, well, I'd much rather see my guy get dunked on than see my guy just stand there and just move to the side and just be like, there you go. Now, this is SEC basketball. It's just big boy. I get it. Kentucky might not be that great in SEC football, but we turn the table when it comes to SEC basketball or just basketball period at Kentucky. You don't just let somebody just turn to the side. You got to go physically, or young man, I get somebody over here who will go up and contend that dunk. So, it's there, as BC and Jimmy said, the whole show, it's all about perspective and where your mind's at is that you're going to work for what you get around here. Hey, what they say, ain't no freebies around
here. No freebies. Yeah. I mean, this is Brandon Garrison taking Marino under his wing and saying, all right, you dunk on me, you're going to have to do this in the SEC. You're going to have to do it in the non-conference schedules, everything. I'm not going to give you a Olay offensive move so you can dunk on somebody and just have it wide open. You're going to have to go through me to get it. And this is a great teaching philosophy, a great learning experience for Moreno. Mark Pope is eating this up. He's looking at these two sitters going, what do I have right now? Wait till I get, Jaden Clayton's back. What are we going to be able to do with this, this front court?
Absolutely. Chris says, sorry, guys. Chris says, I get dunked on all the time. I'm okay.
Yeah.
means you playing defense, Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you are, and that's once again, that's an effort. That's something that is not on the coach. That's on the player. Is when you get in there, you start talking about the effort and do I want to contend? Do I want to defend the basket? And we'll take that all day long. That's just get dunked on, get posterized. Everybody gets dunked on once in their life. So it's not Shaq's got dunked on before, and Shaq has defended a lot at the rim before. So when you get a guy like that, Kareem got dunked on. So all these, everybody gets dunked on one time in their life or whatever. So it's not the end of the world.
If you're playing defense.
Exactly. If you're playing defense, you know what I'm saying. Then everybody gets dunked on, and it's one of them. You look back and sports is so fast that people will talk about, oh man, he got dunked on, but 5 minutes later it's going to be something else to talk about, and everybody's going to be like, oh, I don't remember really that dunk too much. I just remember that we hit a clutch three with 10 seconds to go in the ball game. That's the things, what have you did, what has happened lately in sports is what's going to dominate. So I think if our guys can go out there and continue to just play hard every single possession, as Coach Polk would say, win the possession, and we'll let everything else. And defense turns into offense. So if our offense is not particularly where it needs to be at, we still got time. If it's not where it needs to be at, if you playing defense, we getting out in transition, we moving the basketball down the court, we're going to score baskets, and we're not going to have to just solely rely on trying to shoot a three-pointer because we get out in transition. Then that's when we put it on somebody's head. That's when we go up for the dunks. And that's so everything, I'm learning this game of basketball a little bit more. Now I got these guys. I got BC with me, and I got Jimmy with me. That's a one heck of a supporting cast. And these guys, BC going to let me know is, hey, man, I don't agree with you. And I'm going to be like, well, you just get muted.
Yeah. Well, I saw there was some good news like all the I think it was like Field 68 or something. They was at Kentucky and they did their interviews and things.
Yeah.
And even Jeff Goodman, he was like, Kentucky's seventh man right now can start and play 30 minutes at any of the 330 something schools in the NCAA right now. And he even said that they even talked about Braden Hawthorne, that Braden Hawthorne could play at Louisville right now and could actually start. And he could probably start for some other teams that Kentucky's going to be playing. And he's our 12th, 13th, 14th man off the bench right now.
That's crazy, man. That we got so much talent on this team. Is that to do a show, BC, and to be able to talk about every single player, like that would take 2.5 hours if you really want to talk about every single individually player that we got. And I think that's I don't want to use the word tragedy because tragedies, it doesn't really relate to this, but um, it's a good problem, first of all. But when you have that many guys and when you can do a whole show and you can't even talk about everybody. We have a team that a lot of teams don't have. Our 14th guy, as Jimmy just said, which is Hawthorne. And it's like you don't even make it to that guy because you got so much other talent around him, but you know how good he is. And it's kind of like, it's if we let me ask you one last question. If we stay healthy this year, does Brandon get on the floor a lot? If we stay healthy with our I'm Brandon
You're talking
Hawthorne.
about Braden Hawthorne.
Yeah.
I would say he's going to see some minutes. I don't think that he's going to. I don't think it's going to be like 10, 12 minutes every game. It could be some games, But
Yeah.
I would say he's going to see the floor, but I don't see no more than like 10 or 12 minutes unless it's a game that we're winning by 30 or 40.
Okay.
I mean, I think he needs to get his body, get some weight on his body, get muscle on his body. That's the only thing that's keeping him back is what everything is saying.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing though. Like when Shea came and what's the name? We've had guys come here to Kentucky that was like, well, they are 2 or 3 year player, they're a backup.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about everybody else. But it was those quiet guys that came in and was like, who is this? Like, I don't think we saw how good Shea ended up being at Kentucky, but I don't think a lot of people probably didn't really see him rising to the occasion that he has in the NBA. But this is the example about our guys who right now, when we look at everybody that we have and on paper, then we say, well, these guys right here, they may see the floor if we up by 25 points. These guys can get in to get their minutes.
Yeah.
They can be the guys that can come in and completely surprise us. And like, how does Coach Pope keep these guys off the floor? If I said this before, if we truly have a team that truly believes that these guys don't have an ego issues and that they really truthfully care about winning basketball games and winning number 9, then there's a chance that Coach Pope can play everybody every single ball game because we could be that good. And of course, I know it's situational basketball, and you want to have the 5 best players for that particular game on the floor down the stretch in the last 2 or 3 minutes when the game's on the line. But I don't think it's too far fetched to think I don't want to use the platoon system, but we have enough guys to do that. And I don't know if that's a good thing. Some people's okay with it, some people's not. But BC, we got a lot of guys.
To be the devil's advocate, but
okay,
it's if Calipari did it to a certain extent, the platoon system, but it can get you burnt because no chemistry is being built.
Yeah.
It gets to a point where like it or not, I don't care if you got, 20 thoroughbreds on the team. It gets to a point where it comes down to 8 or 9 players. You can play the house up to maybe the last 6 or 7 games before SEC tournament,
Yeah.
But then it comes down to about 9-man rotation. Because when you playing like the platoon system, I think we could won. I think we could won a national championship in 2015. We made our way to the Final Four, but it was times where they were just that good, but the chemistry wasn't there. As you see when they ran up against Wisconsin, Wisconsin had like a 8-9-man rotation, but they had chemistry because they played the year before that, and we had a couple of players that was on there a year before that. But it gets to a point where you have to build that chemistry. And when you playing 5 guys in, then 5 guys come out, then 5 guys go in, then 5 guys come out again, it's a point where a guy's getting off. And the other guy is because he's getting off. Mm-hmm. So it has to, you and Mark Pope knows that. It has to be a point where you can build that chemistry. Can you go a 10-man rotation? Yeah, I would love to see them press teams to death. I would love to see that. I'm talking about old Arkansas Razorback, old Patino, and I would love to see every bucket that we make, we press it. But it has to get to a point where the chemistry is vital. You can have the greatest, you can have 12 great guys, but if the chemistry's not there, you can run into issues in the long run. Unless you just that good, you might be able to overcome it. But if the chemistry's not there, you can run into problems.
Yeah, I totally agree. I know everybody was saying, that Ortega brought up the platoon, but I mean, I can see Pope taking 2 out, bringing in 2 in, 3 out, bringing in 3 in, things like that. But you got to have chemistry, and you always, whatever your good player that's on the court at that time, you need to leave him on the court, because unless he's getting tired. But if he's still going strong, whoever it is going to be, whether it's Jalen Lowe or Ortega or Brandon Garrison, whoever it is, leave them on the court, bring in 2, 3 fresh players, let them all, but you keep doing that all year long, they're going to get that chemistry together. But when you're bringing in 5 in, taking 5 out, bringing 5 in, taking 5 out, none of them are ever meshing together, playing on the same court at the same time. They might be doing it in practice, but when you're playing on the court, you've got to get that within the 20-minute span from the first half to the second half. You've got to get all those players has got to be able to play on the court together at the same time and trust each other and know exactly, okay, I know he's going to pass the ball to me when I'm hitting a down screen or any, they know exactly what they're going to be doing. But, I believe Pope will substitute, and he's going to substitute hard. He's going to probably play 12, 13 players. Now, it's going to get down to an 8-9 rotation when it gets to the big games like, the SEC tournament and the Final Four and things like that. But we're still going to play a lot of players and a lot of experienced players.
We're going to win some games this year, guys. And we're gonna start by beating Purdue. But anyway, I just wanted to just kind of throw that in there for a second. But
I'm gonna meet you.
I know that. Big Blue Madness is coming up next month. Oh wow, October is here.
Yeah, it's just right around the corner.
Yeah, right around the corner, bro. Like literally right around the corner. This is the last full week of September. September flew by, and I thank God for that.
Yeah, you throw a rock and hit October.
Yeah. So you can do that for sure. But I think everyone's really, really excited about the basketball season, and now that they get to do tour days and more hours to practice and more time to gel. I just think it's the ceiling is very high for Kentucky basketball. Mark Pope knows that. His coaches understands that. And I think everyone is completely buying in to what this team could be. And I think everyone is staying humble and making sure that we don't miss any steps in the process, and that we continue, as Jimmy says, can we improve from the 6 o'clock practice to the 2 o'clock? And then can we improve from the 2 o'clock appointment the day before to the next day at 6 o'clock? Can we just, it's all about improving from practice to practice, and of course, from game to game. And so if we can do that, and it's no different for the football team. If we can go out here and get this win play hard, get this win, and build off of this win for confidence, then I feel like it can be something positive that can come out for the football team. But for football, it really is truly, and this is for every sport too, as well. It's one game at a time. I think it's more detrimental for the football team because it's a much shorter season, of course. But it only gets harder from here after South Carolina. And if we can go down here and really lock in and get this W, it does something for the football team. It does something for Cutter as a young starting quarterback, and gives him that that mindset is, hey, I can play at this level of SEC football. And this is why I stuck around at Kentucky, because I believed in myself. These guys believed in me. And now I'm getting my opportunity, and I'm going to take advantage of it 1 week at a time, one game at a time. And I think that's the one thing that I do know. If we get in foul trouble, we'll be okay. Yeah. As Chris said, if we get in foul trouble, I don't think we're going to have too much worry. We're hoping, that's what we're hoping is it's not going to be an issue this year if we get in foul trouble. But I think if we can stay healthy, I think Kentucky basketball will be a team to be reckoned with late in the season.
With the players we got 70 fouls.
Yeah, so she used all of them. Yeah, and it's crazy because even if we start, it's not like we putting in walk-ins to come in just to get fouls. Like we can come in, we could put some Porter or Potter. We could put him in. We could put Marino in. We can put, of course, I think Marino was going to be on the floor anyway. We can put Hawthorne in. Like these guys can legitimately play basketball. So even if you got to just bring them in off the bench for foul troubles, or to eat up some fouls if you need to, situational basketball, then I still think Kentucky basketball will still be okay for sure. We need Waller and Nichols healthy, and else we're screwed. Yeah. That's true. I hope these guys are actually playing football this weekend. Is Nichols going to be out? I haven't looked at the depth chart because I think it comes out usually on Wednesdays. So I'll be paying attention to that to see if Nichols is going to play.
Yeah, that'd be Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be Wednesday when it comes out. But hey, man, thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. Another fun show.
James said the volleyball girls. Yeah, we're in the top 5 of volleyball for the girls.
Our girls volleyball is killing it, man.
Yeah, they balling.
They balling, bro. So
I watched that. I watched that game. Them and Louisville play at Louisville, and Kentucky won that game. But man, those two teams are. It's L's down, but those two teams are good.
Louisville's a good team.
They're
Louisville got a good volleyball team too as well. They're just not Kentucky, but
they're not Kentucky.
They got a good team though. Make sure we keep that in perspective. Booker passed up at least 5 threes against Wisconsin. Cal told him not to shoot. That would be one year that I think we all would look back on. And
it should have been Booker and Tyler Eulis on the floor at the last of the game instead of the Harrison twins, and I believe we'd have won that game.
I think Alex being out of the ball game and being hurt and not being able to guard Decker, I think that was
still should have won that game.
Yeah.
We just didn't have no chemistry all year.
No.
Yeah.
We were just they was just that good, and we played up against a team that had chemistry. And that's what, and it come back to bite you.
Well, I hope this year we don't end up being in the same situation where the chemistry is not there. So, but as we said, and this is my last point, PC and Jimmy, this is where egos come into place. Like, I hope everyone understands that as the season gets deeper, right now we're playing this is all of us. But as we get closer to March and SEC tournament, it's going to get narrow. So those guys, hope you don't have no egos. I hope you understand that I love you. But Kentucky basketball wants 2 things: SEC championships and Final Fours championships. So that's what we're going for.
Well,
And yeah.
well, the egos decrease when the pressure starts getting big. Guys that can play, know them play, they gonna play.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
egos go out the door when the pressure gets big. That's when the egos start. First of the season, you might have a lot of egos. Don't really mean
Yeah.
nothing. But
Yeah.
when it's on the line, that's when guys are like, get the best player of the ball. I don't want it. Give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
But that's the thing though, BC. I mean, that's a solid point that you just made. But if we think about, I mean, of course, we still got to see him play at Kentucky. We think about, Logan want the ball in his hand. Ortega gonna want the ball in his hand. Aberdeen's gonna want the ball in his hand. You're gonna know Cam Williams gonna want the ball in his hand.
Hey,
Trent's not afraid to have the ball in his hands.
pressure busts a
so
water pipe, man.
it
Yeah.
does. So I feel like we got a group of guys, and that's a solid BC. That is a beautiful point that you made down the stretch. Is some teams might only have one or two guys that want the ball in their hands. That want to be that guy. I think Old Taker's already proven, and I think he's only going to continue to get better. But one thing about it is Old Taker doesn't mind having the basketball in his hand. But I think we got other guys. You can't ignore Aberdeen and the experience. Going to the Final Four, even though he wasn't and winning national, even though he wasn't a starter, being in that pressure of playing on that stage. You don't just lose that. You don't just, you just don't forget that. You build on that. And I think because of that, we got 4 or 5 guys that at the end of the game don't mind, because these guys, they come from other teams where the ball was in their hands and they was okay with being in the pressure. So you bring all of that to Kentucky. You can't really just tell all your players during the timeout, the ball's going to Ortega, the ball's going to Cam, the ball's going to these guys. Is everybody, you can't get double team, everybody's going to go back and talk about Ortega, how he hit those 2 big shots last year against Oklahoma. Everybody can't just team up on Ortega and say the ball's going to Ortega. He's going to take it to full court. Okay, double team me if you want to. That leaves somebody open. We'll beat you one way or other. So I think that's a critical point, BC. So that's a good point, bro.
Yeah, when it gets down to it, you gonna know your guys. You gonna know. You can have a team 12, 15 deep full of Rough Riders. Know the 1 or 2 or 3 guys. That's going to be clutch that you're going to get the ball to. Because everybody don't want to. When it comes down the last 2 minutes and it gets tight, everybody don't want that.
Everybody don't want that.
I don't care how good you are. That's just reality.
Yeah.
Everybody don't want that.
Some people don't want that pressure on. They want to make that pass to make that assist, but they don't want to take that shot.
Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan to destroy you the whole game. But they wasn't the closers.
They wasn't the closers. Yeah.
And those are great examples. And they didn't mind not now. The big frontal mental was good with that backboards. Shaq, you could just
kill you the whole game, but he wasn't the closer.
Absolutely. And
so you'll know who I tell you, come mid-season, we'll know who our guys that can. We be like Mark Pope, be like, take us home. We know that. You know that. Everybody know that.
You'll know. Yeah.
Everybody know that.
Mm-hmm. Have me in my room watching the game, slapping the floor. Let's go, guys.
Yeah.
For real. So, but anyway, hey guys, I appreciate you guys jumping on with us. Thank everyone who's watching. If you're watching from Facebook tonight, I shared it to a couple of groups. If you're watching from Facebook, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube page. It would mean a lot to us. It really would. And BC and Jimmy, it's always a pleasure having you guys with me. Everyone who's in the chat room tonight, I just want to pat all of you guys on the back too and say thank you guys for always supporting us and everything. Our basketball team would be great this season. Go Big Blue. Yep, Dave, I agree with you. Pope would play the guys. The culture, it's culture and chemistry that what Kentucky is all about. And I think that's what Mark Pope is going to build. And that's why I mentioned BCF about the ego part. If you know that at the, when things start getting tight, the races start getting close, I love you, young man. This is nothing personal, but Kentucky Wildcat, the BBN, they don't just settle for anything. So I got to put the guys out there who's gonna bring it home. And I know that they're just fans, but it's different. These are not your everyday fans. This is the BBN, and these guys, they get a little crazy sometimes because they expect nothing but the best from the Wildcats and everything. But hey, guys, thank you guys once again. I appreciate these guys ain't gonna walk off the floor like, oh well, I'm about to make 100 million. So anyway, appreciate you guys joining tonight. This has been the Loyal BBN Fan Show. Make sure that you smash that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends and family about it. And until next time, go Cats, guys. Look at them. Hey man, you guys' jumper is broke, bro. I think you gotta pop the wrist. You gotta spread.
You seeing that
ain't
up
seeing
there?
the rest of it.
You
You
ain't
ain't
seeing
seeing
that?
You can't see
You
the rest
ain't
of it.
seeing
That wrist flicking.
Hey,
That wrist
you gotta
flicking
have
like
that.
that.
That's that. Hey, this is that off hand right
Oh,
here.
yeah, my camera's not the above.
Dude,
Hey,
this
at least
right
you
here.
left-handed. I'll do a left-handed jumper too.
Fellas,
do
My
it.
hands, bro.
fellas, I love y'all. I gotta
Okay.
change this battery.
Okay, guys,
we
you guys
quit
take
just
it
All
easy, man.
right on time.
All
Hey,
right,
I love
go
y'all.
Cats. I love y'all too, man.
Peace out.
Go Cats.
Peace
All
out.
right.
Peace out. Yeah.